In this year, on Sefer Tehillim, we will be examining in the Sidra of Prakim that we have been talking about the last number of weeks, the Mizmorim of Leil Shabbos, the Mizmorim of Friday night. And we have examined already the Mizmorim beginning with L'chunu Madana and continuing, and we are now up to Mizmor Tzadik Tes. Mizmor Tzadik Tes again has many of the themes that we've already seen in the previous Mizmorim, but again, Mizmor Tzadik Tes, as the other Mizmorim, has a very specific structure, a rather beautiful one, and also some distinctive elements that are obviously endemic to this particular Mizmor. And of course, as I indicated, there are themes that are common to all the Mizmorim, which this Mizmor also has, and simultaneously this Mizmor has its own unique, distinctive themes, which Mitzvah Hashem we will attempt to accentuate. On the sheet in front of you, you'll notice Mizmor Tzadik Tes, and the Mizmor is divided, as you can see, into two segments, and then to the right of that Mizmor is Mizmor Tzadik Zayin. We've already noted as well that many of these Mizmorim that we have on Leil Shabbos, we have actually, when one examines the Mizmorim carefully, we can see that each Mizmor almost has a kind of zug, if you will, a kind of spouse or pair that's paired up with this particular Mizmor. And here we have two Mizmorim, again, that are paired up, as we've noted already in the past. Here we have, of course, Mizmor Tzadik Tes, the Mizmor that we will be exploring, Mitzvah Hashem, in this year. And it's paired up with another Mizmor, namely Mizmor Tzadik Zayin. And we'll see in a moment in Mitzvah Hashem many similarities between these two Mizmorim. We'll begin by examining the Pshat of the Mizmor, and once the Pshat is in order, then we will go further and attempt to see some of the unique elements of this particular Mizmor. The Mizmor begins, and there really are probably two different ways of dividing this Mizmor. You have in front of you one of the ways, and the way we have divided the Mizmor initially into two segments is fairly evident, because we'll just read the Psukim and indicate why we have initially divided into two segments, but in reality one could divide it easily into three segments. It could be a tripartite division, but here we're beginning with a twofold division, because this also will parallel Mizmor Tzadik Zayin. But we're examining right now Mizmor Tzadik Tes, and the Mizmor begins, and we'll just read the simple Pshat, and then we will proceed to, as I indicated, show both the elements which are common to all the Mizmorim of Leil Shabbos and the specific elements that are unique to this particular Mizmor. Hashem Malach Yigizu Amin. When Hashem, of course, is king, the nations will tremble. Yoshev Kruvim, Hashem, of course, is someone who is enthroned on Kruvim, and when Hashem describes the Yoshev Kruvim, Tanu Ta'aretz, the earth is going to shake, the earth will actually quake. Hashem B'Tzion Gadol, Hashem obviously is great in Tzion. V'Ramhu Al Kol Ha'amim, and Hashem, as well as we can see, is obviously Ram, elevated over and above all the nations. The Mizmor continues, and the Mizmor indicates Yodu Shimcha. They're going to, apparently the nations that we just mentioned in the previous pasuk, Yodu Shimcha Gadol V'Nora Kadoshu. They're going to praise Hashem's name that's great, that's awesome, and that ultimately is Kadosh. V'Oz Melech Mishpat Ahev, the mighty king, the Oz, the strength of the king, who loves Mishpat. Ata Konanta Mesharim. You, Hashem Yisbarach, have established Mesharim, the doctrine of Yashrus, of being Yashar, This we've already spoken about in the past shiurim. We've noted that the Avos are called Yesharim. We noted that Bilam Harasha, in one of his Bakashas to Hashem Yisbarach, indicates Tamos Nafshi Mos Yesharim. He wanted to die the death of the Yesharim. Of course, he didn't want to live the life of the Yesharim. He only wanted to die the death of the Yesharim, to be Zocheh to that which the Avos, in effect, represented in their lifetime, which was Yashrus, the way the Netziv writes in his Akdama to Sefer Bereshis, the Yashrus of the Avos. And this, of course, is a fundamental Yesod, mentioned again by the Pasuk in Koheles, Ve'elokim Asa Sa'adam Yashar. Hashem created a person, Yashar, with Yashrus, but the problem is, V'heima Bikshu Chishvanos Rabim. Unfortunately, we have deviated, we have strayed from the path. So Hashem Yisbarach Ata Konanta Misharim.